Welcome to It's Rafiq. Today's video is about some common mistakes that we do while we are writing MySQL command in MySQL Command Line. How to deal with that mistakes, how we can correct that within a few seconds. So let's start the video. The most common mistake in MySQL command line is frequently we forgot to write semicolon. For example, suppose I have to write show databases, and here I just pressed enter key. I forgot to give the semicolon, so it will not display anything. We can continue. If by mistake we do this, press the enter key, then we can write the remaining part in second line. Here I forgot to give the semicolon, so I can write the semicolon here and press enter key. So it will show me the all available databases. Now one more mistake is there. Sometimes we write wrong spellings. Here I have to write show databases. Suppose in place of show databases I have written show database and semicolon. So as a database there is no command like database, so it displaying error. So to correct this error you can press either right arrow key or up arrow key. If you press the up arrow key, the whole command will which one you type recently, that the whole command will appear, and there you can easily correct the command. Like I have forgot to write s, so I can add the s, then semicolon and enter. So this way you can correct the spelling mistakes. And one more method is there. When you forgot or do some spelling mistake, then you can do either up arrow key or right. If you do up arrow key, the whole command will appear, and if you press the left or right arrow key, it will come letter by letter. So show database, I have not written the s, I have added the s, then semicolon, enter. This way you can deal with spelling mistake in MySQL command line. Now next command, suppose I have written a long command, but in middle I have forgot to add something. I want to create a new table, like create table. Suppose I have made a mistake or blunder in the table name. I have forgot to written the e. Table 1. ID int name worker 5 comma address worker 20. Suppose this is the last field of my table, semicolon and enter. As I have written my table spelling wrong, now I cannot move back to the first line, so I have to just type semicolon and run the query, so it will display as error. Now you can use up arrow key to get the previous commands. So recently I have typed address worker 20, so it's appear. Again you press one time more up arrow key, you will get the third line. One more time you will get second line, then you will get the first line. Here you can use the arrow key to navigate to the table spelling, and here you can correct the spelling of table. Now again move back to the end of the sentence or statement, press enter, again up arrow key, select the second line, ID int, enter, again up arrow key, select the third line, again up arrow key, select the last line and press enter. So this way you can correct your mistakes in a long command just in few seconds. You don't have to type the commands again, just you can use up arrow key and you can correct at that position what mistake you have done. And if you want to save from like this type of mistakes, then you can do one thing. You can write all the commands in one line, then it will be easier to you to correct the mistakes. But if your table is too long, if your table have too many fields, then it's better to write all the fields in different line. It will be easy for you to understand the command. If you write all the command in one line, it will be like khichdi. Let's have an example. Suppose I want to create the same table. Create table. Again I have did suppose mistake. Table 2. Here I will write the field name, ID, int, name, worker, size 20, comma, date of birth, date, and here semicolon. Now here, as I have did mistake in table spelling, so it's showing error 10644200. You have an error in your SQL syntax. So to correct this spelling mistake or error, I can just press the up arrow key, so it's appear. You can use either your mouse or arrow key to go to the table spelling, as I have done mistake here. So go to the table spelling and here write the correct spelling. Create table tb2 id int name worker dob date, and at last it's semicolon. Semicolon means the end of the query. Unless you type semicolon, your query will not run. Still wrong? I think I have done more mistakes. Create table tb2 name id int name worker var char. Worker spelling is wrong. Worker size 20 dob date. So this way done. Now while entering data, sometimes you may make mistakes like insert into. Many of you wrote the into as in space 2. This one is wrong. You have to write into together. Insert into tb2 values, and values is plural form, not singular. Some of you might write value. That one will be wrong. So bracket. If your field type is int, then you don't have to add the quotation mark. Just you will write the number as id is there 1 2 3, comma. If your data type is character, worker, date of birth, etc., then add the quotation. Suppose name is Sayanika, comma, date of birth suppose 1st January. In SQL the date format is first comes here. Suppose it is 2005, the month is January, and the date is also 1st January. So this is the format of the date in MySQL. First you will write the year, then the month, then the year, then bracket close, semicolon. So query OK, one row affected. It's worked. Now again, if you have to add one more record, then no need to write the commands again. Just press the up arrow key and change the values. Suppose the next value is 1 to 5. Name is Rohit. Date of birth is 2004 5, and date is suppose it's 17. So this way you can reuse your previous commands. This way you can save your time in MySQL. Now if you forget to add closing quotation, suppose for this insert query only, in Rohit, I'll add here some different name now. It's Ram. Suppose I forgot to close the quotation. Suppose ID is 1 to 7. So it will display like that. Now how to rectify with this error? I have forgot to close the quotation mark here. So if I press semicolon, it will do nothing. If I just press enter key, it will do nothing. So what thing I have to do? I have to close the quotation one more time. So just write quotation one more time, then semicolon. So it's worked. Again, to correct that mistakes, you can press the up arrow key. You will get the command. Move to that spot where you have missed the quotation, add the quotation, and press enter. So this way, this type of quotation mistakes you can correct it. As MySQL command line editor is not so friendly, so while you are typing the commands, be careful. Try to avoid spelling mistakes. And if you do so, then you can reuse it by using up arrow or right arrow key. You will get all the previous command by that. Now I have to see the information from my table. So my command is select star from my table name. Table name is TB2. And suppose I have forgot to write the semicolon. So it will display nothing. Now just add the semicolon, enter. Now suppose I have written only select star from, that by mistakenly I have pressed enter key. Then here I can continue the remaining part like TB2 semicolon. So it's work like this way also. So this way you can deal up with some common mistake in MySQL command line.